All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 41 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. With me this week, we've got Jake. Hey, Jake.
Yo.
Brett.
Hey.
Brennan.
Good to be back.
And Kaylee.
Hey, everybody.
What's going on, guys?
Just doing this podcast real quick. Same as everybody else at the table.
Yes.
Trying to keep my face from hurting from laughing so hard.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's been quite comical thus far.
So in regards to podcasts, last one, Kevin and I
Sick
promised
segue.
you. Thank you. I thought so.
He did.
In regards to last week's podcast, Kevin and I
brought
promised we'd give you a little bit more information on our Sekiro Showdown that we're going to have.
He's so excited.
So we do
We
have
have
it,
the rules.
the finalized rule sheet here.
It's more of a scorecard. to be
So
honest.
start off by telling them what we're going to see, how we're going to do it.
Yeah, tell them my part in all of this.
Okay, so I'm going to say this how I planned on it, whatever these people are talking about. So what we're going to do, it's going to be a 3-hour side-by-side stream. We're each going to be playing our own game. We'll have it set up so you guys can watch us simultaneously on the same stream.
That's
Yes.
what we're doing. It's been decided.
Oh, okay.
Apparently they thought different, but
We're going right from the start.
and we're starting right from the start of the game. Brett used to have a part. It's
He
gone
no
now.
longer does.
He was
sad.
cut from the game.
Nobody
been
told
He's
me.
been benched.
We saved it for the show.
This is the first time I'm
For
hearing
your-
that.
We just wanted to
take.
see his face as it happened.
Sad.
So 3 hours from
I
the
saw the
start.
tears.
So generally, we should be able to get the tutorial done, and hopefully a quick tutorial boss just to see that, because I doubt we make it to the second boss in 3 hours, especially Kevin.
Ooh.
Take
So
your shots.
scores, because it is going to be a point-based competition. You have
Competition.
competition. The professionalism in this room is just
I said nothing.
outstanding.
I was with you the whole time.
So a regular kill for just a lower class enemy is going to be 1 point. An elite enemy, which we're going to name as we go because we don't really know what they are just yet, but you'll be
Not
able to
keeping
tell
score.
when you fight them.
I'm not doing it.
Jake's our scorekeeper. We already gave him
Jake's
that part.
working, so no.
All right,
You will be the
I'll be
bannerman.
the squire.
I'll be cheering from a distance.
So the elite enemies are
Right
worth
guard.
2 points. The boss kills, if we get any, are worth 5 points. And a death is worth -3 points. We fully expect to have negative points at the end. Whoever is closest to 0 wins in that case. If we do somehow manage positive points, obviously highest total wins.
I'm pretty sure Brett wins.
Brett will be nowhere. Brett will not even be in this house.
He'll be cheering.
Too good for them. They're scared.
Brett will be the cheerleader.
They're afraid.
Very scared.
So yes, that is the competition. I look forward to it.
For the Sekiro
And that will be
Showdown.
March 23rd, a Saturday.
Square off.
Yeah,
Live
it's a Saturday.
Live TSG.
.com/TSGG_online.
Looking forward to it.
Online.
Yes.
Now, on to our news segment, Kevin.
Before we get to the news, make sure you follow us at Twitter at the TheSocialGG. Subscribe over at youtube.com/The Society. And as Brett told
Came in
you,
early with
mixer.com/TSGG_online. You get early access to this nonsense if you go to patreon.com/TSGG. Support us so we can make a better show.
Brendan will be fine.
No
We
problem.
will take your money.
In the news, Days Gone has gone gold.
Yay.
It is on schedule.
Obligatory. Woo!
Jake, are you getting that one? Days Gone? You had mentioned the collector's edition long ago.
If you could see his face, there was
He's
a
like-
mixture of horror,
He's like-
disgust, and a little bit of excitement.
He was
Just
the
to be
only one of
mentioned
us
by
that
him.
was actually interested in it.
Yeah, and then I realized The Last of Us 2 is better, but I mean,
Well, it's completely different.
You had to realize that.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well,
Oh, it's not
Not
even
much.
close.
Still.
I don't
Days
know,
Gone
like-
is going to be a horde zombie game, maybe
Yeah.
with a compelling story.
After I
That's
saw
the
the-
best thing I can hope for this game.
After I saw like the graphics for it, I wasn't supremely impressed.
It's
so.
received some polish since then. The newer
True.
stuff that's coming out actually looks pretty decent.
It comes out in April, yes?
Yeah.
April
Is it
23rd.
a zombie
Yep.
horror game?
No, it's not the 23rd.
Oh, it is.
23rd is it's a
Okay.
zombie horde game.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Just another one.
pretty much. yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
Except it's not
the
like Dead
impressions-
Rising,
Everybody knew
where you
that.
The
can build
impressions
cool
right
stuff.
now-
It's you have a gun.
Right now, the early impressions are that it's something that's very familiar, but it's fresh, if that makes sense.
So it's a zombie horde game.
It's a zombie horde game that does
With a
it right,
twist.
but it has a compelling story. From
So
what
they say.
People are saying.
I want to see that myself. I'm probably going to wait a little. I might get it, maybe, probably not, but maybe.
We'll probably get it.
Since it comes
Yeah,
out
this
the
isn't
same day as
something
MK.
that,
I mean,
I don't
probably
believe
not.
it is the 23rd, though.
Is it 29th?
I thought it was the
26th?
week before MK. We had it written down somewhere.
If no one else is getting
We
it,
don't have
I'm
a
going to get it,
schedule.
I guess.
All right,
I
looks
mean,
like Jake's getting it, boys. Because I'm not.
That's all right. Somebody will get it, and we'll post videos of it.
hurts me.
That zombie horde game that is exactly like all the other zombie horde games with less
No,
of
no,
a
no,
creative system.
Yeah,
With a
there you go.
twist.
That's better. I was going to say, hey, Dead Rising had some things about it that weren't terrible.
Yeah, you can
April
put a
26th.
chainsaw on the end of a stick.
26th?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then spin
Yep.
through the hole.
Yeah,
After
that's what I
MK, then.
mean.
It's 3 days after MK.
With a twist.
Yeah, so I don't know. I wish him well. I
Yeah,
don't
for
wanna see
sure.
them
Right?
fail.
Never
Well,
want
Well,
to
you
see
never
a
want to see a
developer
dev fail.
fail.
but At this point, it's like
That genre itself, though, I kind of want to see die.
Yeah, me too.
It's,
But also,
it's
it's like
so
waiting-
I'd like to see it-
oversaturated in the
I'd like to see it
market.
Oversaturated is a
end-
very good word for that.
I would like to see The Last of Us
There's a
Part
reason.
2, and then
yeah, but
that's probably
The
it.
Last of Us,
It's different.
is
It's not a zombie
completely
horde
different.
game.
It's not a
Right,
zombie
yeah,
horde
you're
game
right.
at all, and it's
Honest-
not even
and from the
based-
looks of it-
zombies are kind of on the outside.
Yes,
of
it's,
the-
it's
Yeah.
other humans. It looks like are
Right.
going to be the bigger issue in this,
I-
and
it's-
clickers.
I
of
think it's
course,
gonna
'cause
be-
Yeah,
clickers are.
clickers.
I think it's going to be a mix just like the other one.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
The Last of Us 2, there are horde moments, though.
yeah.
So there are parts in the game where you had to sit there and deal with a horde of like there was one scene, spoilers I suppose, where
For The Last of Us?
you're hanging upside
6 years
down
old now.
Yeah.
and you continuously
2010, I think.
Everything.
Everything's 2010 with you.
and you continuously get bombarded by zombies until like
Mm-hmm.
you get chopped down. That's like in the mid beginning of the game.
That was shortly before I stopped playing The Last of Us.
Yeah, you get the
I actually
bow
never
in
beat
that
that
area.
You
game.
didn't finish the game? Why not?
I did not
Oh.
find it as compelling as
Well,
some
Oh,
people.
wow.
it's really
One
good.
of those
Well, you have to
The
that
think of-
ending is so good.
I
Brendan
played
who
that-
says he
right.
plays
I
every
played this
single
game
game.
2 years ago, so it was
Oh, you
years
did play
after its
okay.
release. I had other stuff going on.
And,
It
like-
was the
And
remastered
you know, I
version.
think that's probably where Days Gone is going to fall in line for me. Something a couple years from now
No.
that I can pick up and just say, I'll give it a shot.
when it's $10.
PS Plus game, maybe I'll give it a shot.
If it's
It'll
on
be
Game
next
Pass,
month afterwards because of how bad it's going to be.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
they did
man.
the same thing to
They
Anthem,
have pretty
so-
high forecasts for it.
and
So.
Fallout 76.
Anthem's $30 right now on Amazon.
You know, I still have a friend who plays
Is it
Fallout 76 and
really?
PS4.
Wow.
No.
He always posts about it. I'm surprised.
Kaylee, it has a fairly
Yeah.
decent
I mean,
group of
there
people.
Are,
I've
follow
heard
it.
that they've
Fallout
done a lot
has
of
its people.
improvements lately, but I haven't really looked into it.
I heard the patch they just released kind of messed everything up. They fixed, so
Again.
I heard
Not
op-
surprising.
That
I heard
doesn't surprise me at all.
opposite stuff. But I was
have-
one of those Fallout people for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame that 76
Well,
is
Raid
what it
2
is.
comes out soon. Don't.
Look, the real
And
Fallout
Doom
game's coming
Eternal.
out this year. It's called The Outer Worlds.
Yep.
Obsidian themselves
As
don't
they
like that
say-
comparison.
That's
well,
okay.
they kind of made that comparison.
They said it's
When
what
you
they
come out and
wanted.
say the original
Yeah,
creators
they
of
came
Fallout.
out and said the original creators
That's-
when they
that's-
announced the Outer World.
I mean,
It wasn't the shot everyone took it to be.
Yes, it was.
Yes, it is.
100%.
They
Yeah.
themselves said it wasn't.
It was a
they're
shot.
just trying to be kind.
Yeah, there it is.
because
But they
of
did
how-
say it
how
was
bad
what they
76
wanted
did.
to make after New Vegas. It's what they wanted.
Yeah.
Basically, it's New Vegas in space, like we all know it's going to be.
I can't wait for that game.
We
That's
have
gonna be
heard that the
amazing.
scope isn't going to be what people were expecting or wanted, but
Well, that's
Well-
just because they said that it's not going to be multiple planets.
but
It
if
is
it's
that
a
one
but if
planet.
it's a good game,
yeah,
I'm
it's gonna
okay
be
with
good.
it being
Yeah,
a smaller
correct.
scope.
And to be fair,
Always
they,
quality over quantity.
yeah, they compared the scope to Knights of the Old Republic 2, which was like a 65, 70-hour game. So
yeah, it's not going to be small by any
hopefully
means.
there's
But
replayability.
The way that they
all
kind
they
of
were
I don't want to say phrased it because it wasn't phrasing it. It was just kind of the situation they put it in where the story is about the frontier of space, and it just kind of insinuated that there was
Expectations from the
It's
consumer
correct.
standpoint.
It's a zoned game
right,
that they're telling you is not open world Fallout, so don't expect it.
right.
Prepare yourself, which I'm okay with because
Cyberpunk 2077 is coming out soon.
minus
so I don't need
CD
one of
Projekt
those.
Red games, open world games are usually
Spider-Man.
well, that's not really an open world game either. It's
Sure. sold
Was that
it
an
to me,
eye
that's
roll
all.
that I just saw?
Because
I guess technically they were, but it was instanced and zoned.
Yeah.
but
Who are you talking about? Spider-Man?
yeah,
Spider-Man was open city.
open city. Yeah,
That's what Cyberpunk is, though, too.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Cyberpunk,
But it's
Cyberpunk's
gonna
gonna be
have mega
gigantic.
buildings.
You're
Cyberpunk
actually
City
gonna-
is a world. It's so vertical.
well,
and
Night City's
we
gonna
don't
be
know
amazing.
for sure.
Okay, we saw the demo.
Yeah.
We saw the
know.
demo, but we didn't see exploration.
I'm just kind of curious as how much you can explore. That's what
That's
I
what
wanna
I'm
see.
curious about.
Yeah,
too.
I want to
They
see.
said
like-
most of
like
the
if it's like
buildings will be
Spider-Man,
enterable.
That's
and
my
generally
biggest problem
they'll
with
be
Spider-Man
mega
was none of the
complexes,
buildings
like
you could
like
go
your own
into.
apartment.
Right. I don't want to see a
I'm excited
huge
for that.
city with buildings I can't even go and
Right.
explore.
Yeah,
Correct.
That would be
That was
very
my issue with
frustrating.
Spider-Man's open
I
world.
don't want that to be our issue with
Open city.
with Cyberpunk.
I don't.
And even
Open city
Spider-Man's a little bit
outside
different,
buildings.
where you don't
Yeah.
you don't expect Spider-Man to
Open
go inside
Bronx.
a building. But with this one, with Cyberpunk, it's kind of you're a
Was it
city
Queens?
resident. You expect to be able to go inside those. So
I expect
would
Spider-Man
hope
to swing right through those buildings.
Yeah.
The next game.
You know what the thing about that is when they showed off all those demos, like that was the thing that it kind of the feeling that it gave off, where you can kind of just slip through a.
Yeah, you can go through all these things.
You
and,
had choices in the way that things went down, is what I thought
you
it was
did.
going to be.
What, Cyberpunk?
no
Or
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Also, if you webbed or crawled down a building and you were looking through windows, it was pretty much copy paste to each apartment.
Oh yeah.
Or people without faces.
well, that's
or
just
Or the box
down
fight.
by
I
the
was gonna
docks.
say, that's
yeah,
box
the
people.
that's
box
some
people.
production stuff though. That's which we can't really forgive,
this-
but at the same time,
You
don't-
have to though
This is
because it's
quite
open
the
world.
tangent
So
we went on here.
yeah, but no, because it stems to the open worldness.
Yeah.
Though, like I think you're not going to see these things. You're going to see more polish because it's a zoned
Yeah.
type game.
And you're going to see more polish because CD Projekt Red, if anything, knows what the hell they're doing when it
Okay,
comes
we
to
just
it.
jumped from Outer
Yeah.
Worlds back to CD. Yes, I fully
Somebody's
expect us to
excited.
enter all the buildings, or at least a very large
Large
quantity of
percentage
them.
of them.
I fully expect there to be fights, and the only thing they said is it's not going to be like lengthwise the scope of The Witcher 3. It's just much more vertical.
Which is okay.
Yeah, it's a city. You don't expect
Yeah.
it to be.
Well, yeah, that's
As long as
an
you get
entire
to
country or continent.
fully explore the city and make it so it's interesting.
right.
Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Well, yeah.
I mean, with
It's
the
gonna be
Mantis
wild.
Blade stuff they've shown us, she literally
climb
climbed
up
I better
everything.
climb a
the wall,
building.
So
Yeah.
like,
That's all I'm at.
that happened.
Just let me climb a
That
building.
happened in the game.
No, they stuck to the concrete
Yeah.
wall and then decapitated a guy.
Yeah, but
Sick,
you know, like,
yes.
it was a
But can I
takedown,
climb
yeah.
a building? I don't know.
Climb all the way to the top.
Correct. Enter through the
Spider-Man
roof,
selfie.
take him out from the top.
See, that's what I want.
See,
But
just
anyway, back to
choices.
the Outer Worlds.
That's what CD is.
Where did we even start this? Why did we didn't start on the Outer World, did we?
We
well,
did.
we were talking about Fallout.
Oh,
We got there
Where did
somehow.
that
too.
come
Who
from?
knows how we got there?
I don't even know.
Enjoy
Let me
it,
trace
people.
this back.
Here's some more news. Let's just move on from whatever the hell that was. The rumors are coming through for Xbox codename Maverick. Now, these guys
Unconfirmed.
are happy about it. I myself am not. According to Windows Central, they claim to have information that is
Claim.
from close sources to the issue that this new console is going to be called the Xbox One S All Digital Edition.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to be an Xbox One with no disk drive. And it's not really a streaming device. It's more of a download and play your games device.
This goes with Game Pass, basically.
Game Pass and Gold.
Yeah.
And buying things.
I just want to
online.
see all the
the-
names they have. Is just
The rumor
Exhausting.
is that when they were talking about next gen, they had 3 code names for their consoles, one being the Maverick. And we're now hearing that the Maverick is actually an Xbox One still.
Possibly.
It's a false
And
flag.
it's going to be anywhere between $100 to $200.
which that's not bad.
So
no, that's not bad.
That's very
well,
reasonably
it's
priced.
just
in the
I
It's
think
not
it's
what Kevin
disappointing.
wanted.
It's
he
not.
wanted
Right.
more.
But this is
It's
also this could also be a test for the like
Next gen
Yes.
version of
So-
this. Yes.
Well, what they want is
Xbox
Xbox
Yeah.
to grow. They want everybody to be able to access Xbox, and if them taking the disc drive out and making it all digital,
and
being able
$300
to knock
cheaper
their price down $300, if that makes it possible
if it's
for people.
$100.
I expect
The,
it probably be about $150.
I mean, honestly, I'd
This
buy the
is-
Xbox One S all digital edition if I didn't have one already.
If it was only $100, why not?
yeah, like it just makes it more. They've been
Affordable?
so consumer friendly.
Yeah.
They want everybody to be able to play Xbox.
As of late, they've
As
been
of
so
late, yeah,
consumer
that's-
friendly.
yes,
That's-
correct.
well,
Nice
that's because
Definitely.
they're,
asterisk right there.
that's because we
Oh,
know
it's true.
what they're doing though. They have
Yeah.
they're literally
2010
Right.
Microsoft wasn't the
They're
best,
closing
but
gaps
they're
now.
winning me
Well,
back.
Phil Spencer, when he took over, kind of turned that.
He popped the collar.
Yeah, leather jacket Phil has made this.
started
what it
swinging.
is.
So this is not going to be shown at E3. According to the rumor, it's actually going to be shown very soon, probably this month with
Month?
This month,
month with pre-orders going up in April
And
and,
then
the release in May.
Yep, that's what I've read as well.
that would be
because I mean
quick release
they,
schedule.
they
Yeah.
want to show
Well,
off
this
the
isn't
Xbox
like-
One
this
S
isn't
all access
new,
digital
this isn't-
edition.
Yeah,
It's not new. It's not something really.
I know
Well, it's. I guess
words
it
are
is out of the
hard.
ordinary.
well,
I guess
think of
just saying
think of it this way.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a lot easier.
What was it? Competition? What'd you say that was wrong last time? Let's not go into that.
No, well, just think of it this way: like we're on the verge
Of
of
next gen.
So if it's true and this is a current gen console, you want to get it out as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Right.
before you hit that next gen.
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
because
at E3,
you don't want to debut it at E3 and say
Yeah.
this is next gen. Oh, by the way, we're going to put this on the current gen. Hurry, go buy it. That's you're
To
just
be
kind of
What's the
getting in
point?
your way.
What's the
it
point
is
if they do
already
that?
in and of itself like a more of a niche market. So it's people who can't afford the more expensive
or
new
people that just
gen.
don't care.
Correct.
Right. If you're a casual gamer, you're not trying to drop.
You just want it for like
$400 on
Netflix.
Yeah, you just want it for
Hulu?
Netflix or Hulu.
You just need a
or
streaming
if
device.
you're
$100.
Just looking for a streaming device, or
I mean,
if
you could
you
buy a Roku.
only get digital games.
To be fair, nothing is wrong with that though. Like
Yeah,
nothing's wrong with
100%.
that.
No,
No,
nothing at all.
that's
the
exactly
thing
why
is
I'm
that
saying this is a
makes
good thing.
That's why we're for this, because even though as Kevin's biggest, he kind of phrased it a little weird because he doesn't hate this.
Right.
It's just when we heard that there were 3 next gen consoles coming from Microsoft,
We
like,
thought
that's
it was
super
all
hype.
next gen.
The phrase
yeah.
is, I am disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, it was something that they were going to. Like the rumor was Maverick was going to come this year.
God, such a good name
I
wasted
thought-
on that.
Yeah.
They could have
it
just
is,
called the
'cause
Xbox Maverick. or
Think of
something
what
like that. They
Maverick
could've
means. Like it's just
Makes me think of Top Gun. So
it's like you're thinking of the ace in the sleeve.
Right. Something.
And so
out
this
of
is
the-
you
out
just
of
throw
the
this out
usual
there.
renegade.
So what you were thinking is, or what I was thinking was, Sony comes out and talks about their next gen, and then Microsoft brings out their ace in the sleeve, the Maverick,
It
which
says,
happens to be their
"It's out."
streaming device that is ready for next gen, but they do release it now, and that's just something that can and. By calling it the Xbox One, you know it's not going to have that hardware in
Right.
there that they have been talking about that's coming in the future.
Right.
So that's why I was a little disappointed, but it's really cool for anybody that wants digital stuff.
Mhm.
And if it's $100, then that
that's a great price.
can't be denied.
Right.
How
I mean,
great
you,
it's going to
you
be.
can't buy like a PS3 or they're still like $100. That's just.
I
this-
haven't checked prices on those in a long time. Is that
Well, I
360
mean-
still $100? Because that's nuts.
I don't
Yeah, I'm probably
It would- I
right
would
around
imagine
there.
it would
I've
Yeah.
tossed like 6 360s to just random people for free, so I'm missing out on money there.
You are. You're in the hole there.
But honestly, though, like it's really good to. It's never a bad thing to reach out to your consumers and try and grow your market.
Yeah.
Especially if this comes out and then at E3 they're like, "Hey, by the way, this one is coming out, Kevin. It just wasn't Maverick. This one was Anaconda. Like we had different names."
Kevin.
Kevin.
They're going to mention
Kevin.
this.
Don't
Buy
worry.
it.
I
Get
hope
out
he
there.
does.
Kevin
Phil,
from TSGG, yourself. Here's
By the way-
Anaconda.
all I will say in response is, Phil, we would like to have you on the show, and we can further discuss this anytime. We'd love to know all the details and break it to
Anytime
the
you'd like.
fans.
But you have to wear the leather jacket.
Absolutely.
You can say whatever you want to Kevin. We don't care.
Yeah, you can say
take
it.
it.
I can handle it. Pop the collar.
But honestly, I'm super excited for E3. So this kind of, when I read this, I
Kind of shrugged at this
Yeah.
personally.
I was
It's something cool, but it's not something super.
Yeah.
It doesn't
big.
exactly.
I guess I'm just in next gen mode now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like maybe if this came out last year, it's bigger news.
Right.
but coming out at the end of a
S
generation
was
cycle.
fairly new last year, though. This time it was.
Well, they also did the
Yeah.
all access. They're so focused on growing Xbox as a brand, kind of. Because like we keep talking about with PlayStation, they've got how many? 70 million?
80,
70
90
million?
They're
million?
over 90 now.
Yeah.
I
90
believe,
million
yeah.
consoles. So Xbox wants to catch up there. Naturally, regardless of whether they say it's competition or not, we know it is, and they want to catch up. So if you're going to help
They have
that,
a long road to travel.
yeah, naturally. Well, they're not worried about that so
Sony
much anymore.
has
They're
Japan
worried about
locked
next
down,
gen. But
So
That's true. But something like putting Xbox Live and Game Pass on the Nintendo Switch gets you into that Japanese market.
yes, it does.
So they are thinking
Which
on
they
all
did.
fronts.
So
Well, they haven't
or
done
they're
it.
doing
yes.
planned.
But honestly, I think that helps. This is kind of another tangent, but so we earlier this year talked about Nintendo's online, and it has struggled. It has not gone well. It hasn't worked properly for a lot of
Hasn't gone
games.
well? Why hasn't gone well?
Nintendo's online.
They're,
Oh, yeah,
they have a
yeah.
lot of server
That's-
issues,
yeah.
stability issues.
So if they can use Xboxes,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Existing,
even
which
if they
is
don't
very
use
well
the existing
functioning.
and they kind of learn from it and spin their
Kind of
own
like
thing.
piggyback off of it.
Yeah, that's that very good for both because
Yeah.
it strengthens their relationship and it strengthens Nintendo
Mutually
online.
beneficial relationship.
Right.
Yeah, it is.
So
Symbiotic.
I'm excited for that relationship too. There, I was actually just talking to somebody on Twitter about it because playing Smash Ultimate online is apparently just brutal.
there's lag.
It's
Yeah,
just-
There's lag, to say
it's
the
terrible.
least.
yeah.
I watched one of their tournaments. There was,
It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It was
I'm
noticeable.
hoping the Xbox and Game Pass and having that on Nintendo is a good sign there for them. But I'm also wondering what is happening on Xbox that's going to be coming from Nintendo.
Incoming merger.
Are we going to see?
That would blow your.
Are we
my
going to be
mind.
seeing games coming that are Switch exclusives that are no longer Switch exclusives, things like that? Because there's no way Xbox, as nice as they are, Microsoft, they're not just giving this stuff. You know what I mean? This is going to be a mutually beneficial relationship. There's going to be back and forth here, and I'm interested to see where that comes in.
Zelda on Xbox?
I was gonna say Breath of the Wild suddenly on Xbox.
That would be insane.
In
That
4K
would
on the
be
most
insane.
powerful console created, it'd be nuts.
That would be nuts. I don't ever see
I'd
that
be
happening,
so upset.
but yeah,
That'd be
I'd be
lit.
excited
I'd
about
be
that.
happy
Shut
and
up and
upset
take
at the
my
same
money.
time. I'd be like, I don't understand what's going on anymore. My life would have been upside down at that moment. I would probably.
You say you feel that way if these two companies started working together. Can you imagine back when Sega ran video games and then
Yeah.
PlayStation destroyed them? Imagine how you would have felt then.
I was.
You were alive then. I forgot how old you were. You're ancient. Like
I
a
was
tree.
there. I remember it well.
Was your mind blown then too?
Yep.
To be fair, at that point, I wasn't.
He
I
was like
wasn't paying
1 years
attention.
old. You see, he was,
No, I mean,
He was like 10.
No, he was
That
older.
old.
Dreamcast was. I want to
That
say
was
I
the
was
end of it.
like 8 or 10. Yeah, somewhere around there.
oh my God, you are old.
Young punks, get
off my lawn.
I don't like that you both did that. At the same
Oh,
in stereo.
there will be some cuts coming to our cast. It's me.
What's next for the news?
Next up is a little bit of PlayStation 4 news. Got a system update, 6.50, and this is pretty cool. It also is pretty sad because it is the final nail in the coffin of the PS Vita. Remote
no.
Play is now available for iOS devices. You have to download the PS4 Remote Play app from the Apple Store, and itself is capable of playing the game with virtual controls, but you can also connect a Bluetooth controller. That's pretty cool.
What games?
Anything that has remote play, you can play.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
Very
that
cool
was
feature.
really like,
Is the app free?
Yeah,
Oh, very cool.
PlayStation's app is terrible though.
that's not bad.
No. The actual PlayStation app.
Oh, the PS app?
Mine
Yeah.
makes me sign in all the time, then tells me my sign in is wrong.
So
And then
hopefully
I'm
it
like,
doesn't carry
no, it's
that.
not.
I wasn't just smashing
liar.
PlayStation there. I do love to do that.
I
but
don't like how it
I
has
was
to
just
have
saying,
a
hopefully
separate
those don't
messenger
carry
app.
over to
Yeah,
this
me
new
neither.
app.
That drives me nuts.
that bothers
Yeah.
me. I agree with that.
I don't
Okay,
want
also, it
42
doesn't
different
show
apps.
you your achievements. You can't compare it with friends. Xbox is better.
I mean, the app is better.
This is obligatory Xbox is better statement of the show.
Correct. There will be 6 or 7.
I'm
Make
so
a little
freaking
musical
out. Xbox
obligated
and
to do
Nintendo
that.
are coming together.
Huh?
still forgetting about Xbox and Nintendo.
You already
Like,
have so many on your
Just
plate,
think about
Kevin.
that,
For
because
me,
there's no
I mean,
way
if you
that-
want to do
there's
another,
no way the Xbox
Just a little jingle.
and Game Pass and all this are coming to Nintendo Switch, and it's not going the other way. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't make
Yeah.
sense for them to do that.
Like
and
Nintendo's
there's
going to
still
want to
no
make some money too.
Skyward Sword on Switch, so I don't know what's
Will
going
you
on.
stop
Never
with
go
that?
there.
My God.
It's Awakening.
Link's Awakening.
That's
Nah.
what's coming.
Up next in the news is MK11. Last week we got to see Cassie Cage in action, Kano in action.
she changed so much from the last game.
I'm not going to lie, she looks awesome now. She might be my main.
It's her younger form, right? She's younger in this one than she was in
No.
the last game.
No,
I
she's
don't
older in this
understand
one.
what happened. Honestly, I don't know if it's
She-
timelines.
she's a little bit older in
Her
this one
attitude
now.
is totally different now, though.
Yeah. She's more mature now.
I thought she was less mature.
I mean, they're not mutually exclusive.
don't know.
She's not sitting around going, get down.
No,
Like she
she's
does
not
that.
doing that anymore. But she's like, she had like the Hollywood kind of look in the one I saw. I don't know.
Yeah.
If
Hey,
Well, the
it's-
timeline's
ain't
all
nobody got
over the
time for
place.
that.
Right,
So-
so I don't know if she was
like-
younger her at that point or what.
In the
but
trailer, I don't know if you saw the
her
cinematic
character
trailer.
model
trailer,
is
yeah.
Old
definitely
Johnny Cage
sick.
and Young are sitting together in a room
I
talking to each
told
other.
you that was
So-
my prediction last time. Was that we're going to get multiple timelines of
Yep.
multiple characters.
And everybody's going to be
In
confused.
the
And,
official
yeah,
story
nobody's gonna
trailer,
understand.
Chronica
I knew you were going to say it.
was telling us why.
He sent it to me, and I just sent him a thumbs up.
He did.
He's like, "You guys can say it right." I was like, "Thumbs up."
Yeah.
I did say it right. It's Chronica.
But yeah, the story trailer came out, and then on the combat cast, we saw Cassie Cage and Kano, and Kano's like a super young looking Kano too.
Mhm.
So, and there's an old one, and they have the MK3 outfit in there, so that's really cool.
This is going to be just a mind fuck.
This is gonna be
You're
awesome.
gonna
I disliked Kano's look.
which
The
one?
MK3
There's
one?
10 of them.
Yes.
The MK3 one's awesome with the black and red.
No, I might have seen an alternative costume, but it did not look right. I'll show you after the show.
Okay. Yeah. So the campaign, the little details came out about that. It's looking to be around 8 hours.
Nice.
That's pretty
about,
sweet.
That's about what
Length.
10 was, right?
Yep. But Injustice was much shorter. So
Yes,
people
it
were
was.
wondering if it was going to be
Yes,
like
it
that.
was.
But no, they said they're targeting 8 hours, and they said the crypt is all new, and they don't want to
Is
give
that
too
like
many
tens?
details
I
away. But
honestly love the
they
crypt.
said people are going to enjoy it.
I like that.
Tens
how it
was pretty
though.
cool.
Yeah,
10 was
I like that
awesome.
a lot. I liked that it was a
They
whole
said this
story,
one
and
is
I got
something
to
new.
explore it.
Yeah, this is something new, and has some mystery in there, but they don't want to say too much. Don't expect too much, but they think you'll enjoy it. That's Ed Boon talking. He's like the nicest dude ever.
I mean, they could have just left it the same as 10.
I know, it was awesome.
It's
You had to
it's
find the
probably
relics
similar,
and stuff,
but-
and unlock the doors. That's really cool.
Yeah, it was a whole story. Each one, each relic had a different story attached to it, and then when they worked together, it created new stuff. It was awesome.
And sure, I Googled it every time.
Oh
but,
yeah,
you know.
100%.
Also,
Googled
in that
the
story trailer, Aaron Black was shown, and Jackie Briggs confirmed to be a combatant.
Wow. Jackie Briggs.
All the same characters.
You're
These
so
are the new ones.
upset over this.
These
oh
are the
my
new ones
gosh.
coming in. I'm
So
glad
hurt
that
by
they're
that.
still here. I don't like it when they make a
Kill off.
new
You get a full
character
wipe, and then here's all these new
gone.
people I have no
Like
connection
some of the
with.
characters from the 3D era were really cool, and they're just gone, man. Like Cobra. Cobra was fucking awesome, and he's gone.
I don't know.
He'll
And
come
guess
back.
what? He's not coming back.
He'll come
No,
back.
he's not.
Not in this.
Well, not in this one, but
That's because they got
Never,
no new
Kelly.
characters.
Fujin was awesome too, man.
Oh, can't bring him
I don't
back.
remember Fujin.
Oh, maybe we'll get Rain to play this time. No, he's dead too. That sucks.
Well, that's the thing. Any of them can come back because
But they're
story
not
trailer.
gonna, Kevin.
you don't know this.
I've seen the roster. I know what I know. It's
I have
upsetting,
Not, I have not seen
to
the
say
roster.
the least. If
I
it is
refused. I
true.
refused to look at it.
If it's true, we don't know.
Hey,
It's never
Shotgun's there,
confirmed.
so I'm happy.
If it's true, I'm
As a
disappointed
DLC.
with this roster.
So, spoilers, because I want to know if he's in there, and I haven't looked. One character I've been wanting to come back, Nightwolf.
Nope.
Absolutely not. Nightwolf wouldn't come back.
Nightwolf's amazing.
I just want to tomahawk someone in the face. Is that
I
too
know.
much to ask for? But no,
Lightning
he's not
strike.
in there.
You could probably guess.
Could be
the roster.
DLC though.
It's fairly their-
Similar to
their
the
main
10.
people. It's made me sad.
Shock.
I wonder who
Cyborg's
the
coming back.
I do
Cyborg?
remember they said that there was 3 new characters, right? Gears being one of them. I wonder who the other 2 are.
I'll let you keep wondering that.
Oh, those are named in there?
Yes.
Yeah, they were 100%.
It was
Really?
the full roster that was leaked.
Oh, man. No, I didn't
If
look at
it's
it.
true. I'm
Now
gonna keep saying
he
that.
is so curious.
Now he's gonna look.
No, I'm not going to look. It's only a month away.
You're gonna
Only-
look.
Only 30 days.
Yeah.
It's
You are
40.
not a patient person.
I'm very patient.
Lies.
He's gonna look.
He's so
Looking
gonna
right
look.
He's
now.
looking
He's gonna be
currently.
like, "Is everybody looking at me? Looking? No. Okay."
No, I'm not going to do it. But yeah, that's really cool. I like the way that Cassie Cage was reworked.
Her character
She looks
model is
really
sick.
good. Yep. Her fatality, probably the second best in the game so far.
What was the first?
Oh, Johnny Cage's, man. That's amazing. You don't like it?
I don't like those characters.
Fuck hired this guy.
Johnny
Loved
Cage,
it.
did you see his fatality? It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
I just quoted
fatality's
it,
cool,
so.
but like,
That's what I'm saying. It's the best we've seen so far.
I don't like Johnny.
Cassie's
Cage.
probably
When you
number
had
2.
to fight as Johnny Cage in the story of 10, I was like, this is disgusting. Get me out of this.
If you use his green power, whatever it is,
Energy
green
blast.
power,
No.
he's a fairly good character.
I like all the speed types. That is not my style at all, and I could not stand it.
Can't
he's much faster.
At
He's
least
much
this
faster.
this time you get to choose different attributes,
Yeah, you get to
That's true.
pick your abilities.
so that's something to keep into consideration.
His energy blast is way faster this time. And they actually did the throwback where you can have the arcing one too. So it's just the little details like that. that makes
Sonya
these guys
blades.
So good.
Like, punch bolts look way overpowered.
Yeah, they do.
It's one thing I noticed when watching her in the combat cast. That's where I was looking for. She's
Well,
just,
think of Goro's forward punch. It was unblockable.
You mean the Dragon Punch? The
Yeah, the Stampede one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really want OP Goro, you'd have to go back to like arcade Mortal Kombat when he was the last enemy.
I thought you were going to say the island.
No.
That would have been fitting. So yeah, that's MK. The beta is coming this weekend. So anybody that signed up and got into that one will
Kevin.
be getting a chance to play
Question
that.
mark?
No, I didn't sign up.
I'm surprised that you didn't.
I have access to the other pre-order beta, so I'll just wait for that one.
And we haven't had great luck with betas lately.
This
is true.
We've been trying to stay away from them.
And this one's strictly to test their servers, so I'm not. Yeah, I'll
Going to
wait.
deal with that
Yeah,
again.
I've dealt with enough of
That
failing
was
servers for a while.
that was emotionally draining.
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
All right, now let's move into Anthem. We had a patch that came out that had over 300 updates to it. My
300
goodness.
bugs.
So here are some of the fixes. I'll just go down and read the list, and you can stop me anytime you want to discuss that.
Are you about to
Or-
read 300 fixes?
No, I'm just going to go through some of the stuff.
All of them.
Rubber
There's,
banding.
there's quite a bit here.
I can tell you the important ones because that's all that really matters. They fixed Titans so that when you dodge the attack, that attack doesn't still hit you,
Oh my god, can you imagine?
which was
Not
so
being blasted
frustrating.
out of the air by an Ash Titan that missed me by 30 yards? That'll be nice. As a storm.
They fixed rubber banding so when you're dodging and things, you're not snapping back into the attack because that was very frustrating.
Yep.
Yeah,
That one actually never happened to me.
you got lucky.
They fixed a lot of the bugs that cut people off. Like Kevin actually ran into it after the patch, where you're going through a stronghold and your teammates get too far ahead of you. They move on to the next area and it cuts you off. They fixed that. However, Kevin did run into it when we were playing last night, so
So
I'm
it's
not
not
sure.
completely fixed.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was just another one, a different something else broke or what. But we figured it out where you eventually it'll bring your person forward. It just you have to get to the next checkpoint.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because I missed out on all the loot in that room.
Right.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was rough.
It was a
Or
lot of
3.5 legendaries.
The loot issues were supposedly fixed, except then it nerfed the loot into the ground. So now they're releasing another update coming soon that
well, the first loot changes
Nerfs
were
it into the ground.
removing white common items
Yes.
and green uncommon items from level 30 player drops.
Mhm.
That won't happen anymore. But because of that, the drop rates decreased.
Correct.
Exponential.
so purple and
Yeah.
blues drop rate went way up.
And
And
Masterwork and Legendaries went way down.
I don't know if they even went down or if the other two just went up so high that that kind of counteracted, and therefore you're just not getting them. But Strongholds went from giving 4 or 5 to 2 if you're lucky. Masterworks, usually 1 just from the boss, automatically dropping 1. And Legendaries are kind of nowhere to be seen. So this is something that's been just blown up on Twitter. The fan base is just
Reddit.
super
This and the
upset.
subreddit
Reddit
are
is just
flooded with
a
loot.
nightmare.
Just turn
So the
loop
devs
back
have come
on.
out and said, we get it, we hear you, we're trying to find the position for it because...
Okay, here's the position. Automatic legendary at the end of a stronghold.
No.
Yes.
Because
Simple
then
fix.
I would have all the legendaries in the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there an issue
No.
with that?
Yeah, because they want the end game grind to be a grind. They want you to keep playing this game.
Yeah,
So
think
if-
of the Legendaries as like the top. They're the top tier rewards.
You're not going to want to work for it
So-
if it's easy.
Yeah, I don't mind the legendary drop rate
I prefer easy.
being even where it is because I've got 2 and I've been grinding for 40 hours. But the biggest thing for me is Masterworks because you can go through this whole thing and just not.
You have
get one.
140 masterworks.
Yeah, but I was playing before, and since
Yeah,
then
he was
I've
part
gotten
of the reign of loot.
correct. So with both updates, just before they've come out, the loot has suddenly become just exponential. So every time you're getting 7 or 8 Masterworks from a stronghold, whereas as soon as they fix it, it goes down to nothing.
Whereas last night I was getting 1.
Yeah.
1 per.
I was running a Colossus build with over 100% luck and getting 2 or 3. So it wasn't
No loot.
It wasn't great. But at least they did. They tweeted about it. There's an update coming. They said it.
I mean, they couldn't just ignore it. The
Problem-
fan base
Yeah.
the
was
problem
freaking
for them
out.
is that just they have to find the middle ground, and they want you to keep playing the game. They want you to have that loot grind. They want you to be able to chase those legendaries. The problem that they're having is that they are making it so that players don't feel rewarded.
Yeah.
And if you're farming legendaries, one of the biggest things to keep you doing that are the masterwork rolls, because the masterworks, there's only so many masterworks you can get, but the rolls on them can change. So if you're farming for legendaries, but you keep farming masterworks, then there's some reward there.
Well, the rolls on Legendaries change too.
Right. But what I mean is while you're
And
farming
so
legendaries.
that's really what the big problem is, that they want you to farm these Legendaries, but they don't drop.
Right.
So when one does drop and it's a terrible roll, you still feel unrewarded.
Well, I mean, all the legendaries are pretty powerful regardless of the roll on the stats.
Right, but they're promoting the game as you play
Yeah.
it your style.
Right.
Not, you finally got a Legendary, you better change everything because you're not getting another one.
Yeah. So you have
Ever.
to use that regardless. And
Which is very unfortunate.
And it really is, and that's the problem that I foresee here with the game is that they're putting a lot of effort in, but the issues are overshadowing everything. Like the game itself, the combat is some of the best in any game I've ever played. It's
Yeah.
so fun and fluid. The story is really good. The NPC writing is excellent. The spoilers, when Merelda talks to you, you're gonna cry, and it's really just it's so good. You didn't talk to Merelda ever?
I sure did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I'm not your son, Mom.
Well, good thing you got a spoiler alert.
Yeah, I guess so.
Test
But-
me again,
but it's
I'll
just-
spoil the whole game.
But it's just really well written. The combat's really good. They put a lot of time into it. The NPCs are all memorable. You talk to them and their stories resonate with you. And none of it matters because the bugs and the lack of loot are just overshadowing all of it. And that's the problem, is that the devs are putting in a lot. Look, they just released an update that covered 300 bugs, and nobody cares because this bug and this bug and this bug are still there. So
Yeah.
it is frustrating. I'm sure it's frustrating as the developers, but we want to love this game, and there are just issues that are persisting here.
A
I've
lot of issues
Yeah.
that they've fixed are no longer here, but like some of the audio ones have been resolved, which is great.
Playing with that
Improved
sound
stability
is a
for all
nightmare.
the platforms is a great addition.
Yep.
No more bricking.
No more brick
never-
consoles.
Crashing.
That never
They
existed.
Never bricked any.
but,
Yes, crashing
Which
There's
content.
said
still
anyway.
plenty of YouTubers out there. This is why Anthem is in the worst shape it's ever going to be in. Yeah,
Correct.
I saw a headline earlier that said, new update, worse game. And it's just like, it's just clickbait, straight up.
Yep.
Click it. And these are people that aren't even playing the game. They have no idea what's going on.
Well, that's the funny part to me is hearing people complain about the combat in this game, and you're like, the
Did you
combat
play
is
the game?
literally some of the best in any game ever.
It's the best part of the game.
It easily is.
Not only just the abilities, but the gunplay is super fun and rewarding, and
Especially
so
if you
different.
get the Avenging Herald.
No,
Herald.
divine vengeance.
Something like that. It's
Divine
OP
Vengeance
and broken
Legend.
as
Yeah,
that's what
it's
I know.
So
the legendaries make you feel like gods, and that's the whole point of them. And that is something that is missing for a lot of players. That it's you're not getting the reward there.
Did you get a legendary whirlwind too?
No, I got the Masterwork Whirlwind Siegebreaker, which is
Also
I need that.
broken.
which is pretty good. Yeah.
I need that one.
Um,
So the update for the fog walls, which are the walls you get stuck in the
Yep.
strongholds and in some of the missions, it says players should no longer get stuck behind fog walls on missions or in strongholds as often.
okay.
So it can still happen, and in our case, it happened last night. And that just happened to be because everybody rushed forward to the next zone to get the chest, and I was getting an ammo pack, and the wall came up as I was
Just
coming
gotta
in.
huri it up, Kev.
Apparently, that will never happen again. I don't need ammo. I'll just use abilities.
He made sure he was the first one to the next chest.
I did
This
not
is
miss another
true.
one. But then I came over a different issue that I had not experienced before. And that one, after we finished the stronghold and we got to the expedition reward screen, and it was press the confirm button to continue to the next screen to see your rewards, the text all went away and all 4 players just stood there. And they were in motion, they were swaying, and the music just played on a continuous loop.
Did you get your loot?
I got nothing. No, I didn't. Oh, I didn't get it. Like, I had to restart the game. But yeah, I got the loot. I had to go find it.
Lucky
Right.
you.
Yeah. It was
But
I did get a masterwork too, because you get
Yeah.
one. Yo,
Who's
I
the
would have
end of
been
the
so
strong?
I got a
pissed, man.
masterwork once too.
So at least if
You
you
didn't
know
even
that
reach
if you make
endgame.
it that far, you're going to get your rewards.
Yeah. I mean, there's a
There are-
lot of
But
work
that-
left.
but that's-
Crashes that occurred during NPC conversations have been fixed.
I haven't had a crash in a long time. A crash from out of the game, so those seem to be fixed. Although you did run into that one last night. There's a lot of work left to do in the game, and,
But they're constantly working on
and
it.
that's the biggest
Yeah.
thing to
And
me
they're
is that we
responsive
have
to
to
fans.
give them that. They're regardless the game is out. Should it have gone in development longer? Probably, yeah.
It needed more time.
But the effort that they're all putting into this, like they're replying to people at 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday. Like they're putting effort in. They're making this game. They're making sure that this game is going to be good. I'm sure they're concerned with the Division 2 coming out about being in that same or the same looter shooter area.
Yeah, they have to be
And-
concerned. That's
Yeah.
their biggest competition
Yeah.
right now.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I'm sure they're concerned about it. And they're going to do everything that they can to make sure that this fan base, this gamer base, is playing the game. I honestly, I've had a ton of fun in the game, but it is kind of a struggle when you're on GM2 difficulty and they have 900% or actually 1800% health. And you go through all that, and the strongholds take an hour and 45 minutes, and you get one masterwork. That doesn't feel rewarding. It doesn't feel good.
Too much of a grind.
Yeah, that's a lot of a grind.
It's the MMO part of it, though.
Well, I mean, it
No,
is there.
there's
Not an
you can
MMO,
just
though.
get enough. You need enough to
Like-
keep you wanting to do it.
Like if I went through all that and got 5 masterworks, okay, then that's there's in 5 masterworks, there's probably a chance that at least one of them is going to go on my javelin and make it
Yeah,
better.
think of Diablo. When you're playing Diablo, how much loot drops?
I
a lot
pop
of it's
a legendary
a lot of
like
it.
every 3 minutes in Diablo.
A lot of it's
No,
trash,
Legendaries are
but that's okay
At
as
a
long as
certain
they
point,
drop.
like once you get to a certain point in Diablo,
I see,
legendaries
you
will
hit
drop
level
like
70,
candy. Like
you start
literally-
boosting your luck directly. I'm getting
Yeah, they're dropping
legendaries
but
every day.
This is a game that has random rolls on the items.
well. So did
So
so
a
did
lot of
Diablo.
it. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
That's a game that has random rolls, so it needs to drop more frequent because you're trying to get a specific roll.
Right.
Anthem also
So-
has.
No, that's what I mean.
that's what he's saying.
That's
He's comparing
that's
the
where
two.
they're
They
failing.
They should be doing the same.
They're failing by limiting what you're able to get.
Right.
I don't know. Diablo dropped him a lot. Like
Well-
you were never hurting for legendaries in
And
Diablo.
you shouldn't be in this game either.
Well, the thing with that is,
But Diablo's
in-
a lot less of a grind.
in Anthem, legendary.
But does it
like
need to
he
be
said,
that much of a grind?
legendaries are.
Well, that's what they're aiming at.
That's
game
all
break.
Diablo is.
Like I said,
is
I
a
would
dungeon
like
crawler.
a legendary at the end of every stronghold. Yeah, they
that
think
would
that's
be
too
too much.
frequent.
I don't think it is.
No, it makes you
I think
feel like
that's
you've
way too
actually
much.
accomplished
No, that's-
something.
Yeah,
because
you're-
if there's 100,
Especially if
legendaries
you're
in
on
the
like
game.
GM2 or up.
Yeah, if
If
you're
there's
if,
100 legendaries in the game and I run 100 strongholds,
There's 100 in
I
the
have
game
no
right now.
further purpose to play that game.
But you do
get
because
better
the legendaries
rolls.
have rolls.
Yeah, I see
They're
your
not
point.
standard items.
But then it's also a drop rate. So if I have a
Exactly,
confirmed
yeah.
legendary every single time,
you
I'm
won.
going to run out of stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, but that's the whole
you have
point
one
of
confirmed.
continual release
game.
of content.
Yeah, the game is going to be
The
adding
purpose is
content.
not to have continual release of content for you to play
So-
for
but
continuous
just think of
months to get
how much time is
100
it going
items.
to
No,
on
I know,
GM
but the
on
thing is,
GM 1, 2, or 3? How much time is it going to take for you to run strongholds?
GM1 is like
Yeah,
a
but that's
half hour.
the thing is that legendaries are in this game make you feel like a god, and they're supposed to.
Yeah, but right now there's no reason to play GM2 or 3. None.
Oh, I know that's broken. That's
That needs to
another
be
thing.
fixed.
But that
so
doesn't have anything
in
to do with
GM3,
this. If GM3
a stronghold guarantees you a legendary,
that's different.
You
You're gonna
need to
play
grind
it.
to get to it.
Yeah. So that's different, but at the same time, like if you're saying that GM1 or 2, they're not that difficult to where they're undoable, and legendaries are god mode. Like my Divine Vengeance it's a 4-shot burst. Every third shot that hits a crit spot is a fiery explosion goes off.
But
So
no,
it's
like that gives you reason
4,000 per
to
hit,
grind out,
and
Yeah.
it's blowing up extra explosion.
and you're
damage all
never
the
going to
time.
switch GM2 to 3
Oh, I don't even.
when
there's
you can
no
get
point.
all of the rewards in GM1.
Right now, there's
no
no
reason to do
point
it.
to go to join.
I want to
GM2.
play it so that the enemies are more difficult and it takes more time to get the same rewards.
But I don't
Said nobody ever.
Yeah. So I've done it. I've
Okay.
played through GM2. and-
Disagree. You ever play a DMC game? You ever play a DMC
That is
game?
that's not a looter game.
You're right, but
That's a
it's the
skill
same
game.
reward for just the same thing. So there are people who will chase that, just skill for being
Well,
skillful.
yeah, but that's not going to be the game that they play.
Correct.
They're not
Anthem
gonna-
is not that
Anthem's
game.
not that game.
Yeah.
DMC is.
Yeah,
yeah.
a guaranteed legendary on GM3 would be that.
That's the reason to grind to get
That
to it.
right there would do. That would do it.
Well, that wouldn't fix
That
the
and
issue.
increased masterwork.
And then at least that way, you'd have a purpose for spending that much time in the game.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Because-
the drop rates need to be boosted. If I've spent 80 hours in the game, I haven't. I think I'm at like 65, and I've got 2 legendaries because I'm not doing the cheap, cheesy farming technique for them.
Yeah.
And- and you're
I
gonna-
don't like that you can go into free play and just kill random mobs with the hope of getting a legendary.
Right.
Like that one dude got 44 legendaries
in 65 hours.
in 65 hours, but just by doing the dungeons in the
Yeah.
free play mode
And I
because
have
they had
2
elite enemies. And it's
in
like
65 hours.
that's crap.
Yeah.
You should only be able to get them in the end game stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, finding those types of like
Yeah, but that's a
gimmicks.
cheese, and they're very against that.
I'm against that.
They've banned people already for abusing the mechanics of the game, abusing glitches, abusing these things because
exploits.
exploits. Yeah,
Well, they're
because
banning them for
terrifying
going onto
for
YouTube
me.
and showing people how
I
to do
just
it.
looking over like,
exactly,
how
because
does
it's
this make
breaking
you
the
feel?
economy.
Because
of the
there
game.
is a user license agreement that you
correct,
acknowledge and you accept it when you press that
Regardless
button
of
to play.
whether you read it.
correct, and it is part of it
I
because
tell a lot of people
it
that
breaks
every
the
day at
economy of the
work.
game, and they clearly want the drop rate relatively low for legendaries because it makes sure that people are coming back to the game to grind them out.
The unfortunate thing is, for me, this leads me to believe that they don't have anything else right now. And that means...
Well, we already have their release schedule, so we know what they have.
Well, we have the
he means
release schedule.
He means gun wise, like more
right.
legendaries.
Yeah, they don't.
added,
They're not
things like
ready.
that.
They said they're
gotcha.
going to release more later,
Yeah,
but we don't know how much later.
See, at this drop rate though, that doesn't even
And
that's not even
in
in,
that-
the scope because if you work this out, if I'm getting 2 every 65 hours and I've done 50 strong.
6 by 200 hours.
Yeah,
And let's
I've
not
done-
forget that also another thing that's concerning for me is in their schedule, There Be Giants is named in there, and we've already done that event twice.
Yeah.
So for that to be part of their future as like something that they put on a graphic for you to know,
Well,
Do you know
that's
it's
coming.
the same thing though?
it is the same thing.
It is,
It
but
is.
that's a
Same
fun
graphic.
event.
It's a fun event, but it's
but
not anything new.
it would be like
when
a
your
daily,
competitors
you know what I
are
mean?
coming for you.
Yes. So there are still a lot of problems. As I said, they've tweeted and they're said, yes, we recognize the loot's not where we want it right now either. We're going to be working on it. We're going to do what we can. We're not purposefully kind of putting this on you where you're grinding it out for no reason. It's just about finding
It's
the
one of my
balance.
issues
and
with
it's something-
the Division as well. Was the drop rate on legendaries, and then when you got one, mine sucked.
Yeah, that's
One
a
of my
problem.
very few ones I got while playing the Division.
and that's part of it is finding that balance.
That's the balance. Yeah, you got to find the right balance to it, and when you do, when they nail it,
Stick with it.
they nail it. Like Diablo, it took them a while to find their balance, and once they did,
I'm gonna be honest. I loved Diablo 3 from the moment it came out, through all the fixes, fixes quotations, because I just found it.
once they introduced
game from the
seasons, it really basically made the game timeless.
start. Reaper of Souls.
Yeah. But yeah, that's Anthem. We'll continue to play it. We love it, even though it is
Even though
so
you
many
just
bugs.
listen to some complaining, it's because we love it and we care about it and we
one
want
that
it
we
to be
keep
better.
coming back to.
I put 65 hours and 40 of it was into Strongholds, basically. So
Yeah, and we're super excited to
Clearly
see where
like
this
it.
game actually goes. So there's no end in sight for this one. But for the last 10 minutes, I would like to dedicate the rest of the show to a brand new game that just came out that Brendan has been playing, and he has completed the story so far. And that is
I beat
Devil
it
May
again
Cry
last
5.
night. I beat it on Devil Hunter mode last night.
Nice.
Again.
that was hard, right?
Yeah, so they have the starter mode, it's human, which is normal, and then Devil Hunter, which is hard. I've only ever played Ninja Theory's Devil May Cry and a little of DMC4, which I wasn't a big fan of because I'd heard Dante was the main hero and it was Nero, and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Nero's cool, man.
I still prefer Dante by a large
yeah.
margin, having played the game. Dante's playstyle is just so sick. I don't want to spoil anything, but
Yeah, no spoilers.
Nero himself, his combat style, he has pretty set weapons, whereas Dante has multiple you can switch between, and they all feel unique, and the combat differs vastly based on what you're using. And if you master quick switching while attacking, you can do some sick combos. The game itself, I'm a very big fan of. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would, given that it's just a straightforward action game. Music
Very linear.
is fantastic.
And we have the first look of it on our YouTube page. I don't know why I said it like that.
YouTube.com
I don't know what the hell
/ the society.
my brain just blanked right there.
Because he's like, I'm so excited to see it.
And there will
Well,
be more
no, because I was
videos
thinking
coming.
in the title it says spoilers or something like that in there.
It's the first half hour of the game.
Plot
There will be
spoilers, it says.
Yes.
So it's
Yikes.
the first half hour of the game from start.
Yikes,
So
they say.
just
You know,
it's not spoiling the
never
story for you. It's the first
post
30 minutes.
Another video. Well, the first 30 minutes sets up the whole story. So,
That's
anywho,
okay. There will be more videos
I
coming
appreciate you giving people heads up.
in episodic order.
episodically, I have all 20 missions recorded. They'll be posted
So there were 20.
Throughout the
I was
day.
curious how many there were.
Well, that in itself. is
21
spoiled.
technically, but
He said technically.
plus there's the secret missions, and there's 12 of those. I think
Those are inside the missions, though.
That's
I've
awesome.
completed 8
Yo,
of
dog,
those.
we got missions inside your missions.
Yeah, that's every DMC though. They've always had the secret missions. The game itself, like I was saying, the music is fantastic. Devil Trigger by Casey. I'm actually gonna look their name up because I want to get it right.
Devil Trigger is awesome. We heard it at the Game
I was
Awards.
going to say they performed it for us.
Yeah. We've seen many videos on this. We saw Vidoc, and they were very transparent with this game, and it's looking like it's one of the top games of this year so far.
It's gotten one of the best
Casey
receptions.
Edwards feat Ali Edwards. Devil Trigger.
Pretty
Super
sure
good.
You still pronounce that incorrectly.
What?
He tried.
Is it Ali?
No, it's ALI. Ali.
Ali.
Sure.
I could be
Ali.
definitely pronouncing it incorrectly. Apologize if I was, but that's how I read things dyslexically. So the pacing of that song to the fighting, especially when you're at triple S ranking, when it's really blaring, it's done so well. It's really one of the most fun games I've played in a long time. Definitely going to keep beating it as long as I can. I got Son of Sparta mode coming up, so that should be interesting. After that,
The
is-
achievement for that is
it's point
Daddy's Little Boy, I think it's called.
3%. And then after that, it's
Or doing
Dante,
Daddy Proud. That's what it's called.
Dante Must Die, which is 0.1%. Then it's Hell or Heaven, which is also 0.1. And then it's Hell or Hell, which is also 0.1.
Those are after?
Yes,
Yeah.
after Dante Must Die. I said that.
So you got to
wrong.
get through the...
It's not a one-shot.
Oh.
It's after Son of Sparta, though. It's you don't want to get hit. So I'll probably stop after Son of Sparta, but we'll see. We'll see how I do on the Dante Must Die mode. I can't really say a lot without spoiling stuff at this point, and given the game's like 7 days old, I'm not gonna.
Well, you can talk about some of the zones. You can talk about how they
talk
look.
about the multiplayer component. That's not a
Okay.
spoiler.
So one of the things I found, because I'd heard nothing about it, and
Oh, not at all.
it was very cool. So the missions, some of them take place simultaneously. You play as 3 separate characters throughout the game. It's going to be Nero, V, and Dante. That's not really a spoiler. They showed that in all the cutscenes.
Yeah, we know them.
In order of preference, that would be Dante, Nero, V.
Makes sense.
V is overpowered.
You think so? That's how you play as him. So V, so generally it's Nero and V who are simultaneously doing missions together, because Dante, I'm not going to go into that now. So sometimes when you're playing the mission,
Because reasons.
you can look across, say, the mission I showed Brett last night. You're across a river from Nero, so you can look over, and there it shows the name of the person, the gamer tag, who's actually playing as Nero, and you can watch them fight stuff, which is super cool. And sometimes if there are certain missions where you actually meet up and fight stuff together,
That is really cool.
you're going to absolutely wreck everything. It's just destruction, especially with V and Nero, because they complement each other so well. It's complete slaughter for whatever enemy you're fighting. And then at the end of the game, the mission, you actually rate them if they're stylish or not. And yes, you can be a dickhead and just say, nah, they suck. If you rate them well, they get a reward. If they rate you well, you get a reward. It's a golden orb, which essentially, if you die, it reses you.
That's something
Try
about
not to
DMC,
die,
though.
because if you don't die throughout the entire game, you do get an achievement. So it's definitely worth
Hint,
it, and
hint.
especially if you play on human
Is that
mode,
locked
it's
on
easy
difficulty or no?
No. Actually, I think there is one. I don't think you can do it on Heaven, and I don't think you can do it on Hell.
enough. Yes, and
They-
that was don't die in mission 19 or 20.
I expect you to die.
Okay. Yeah, because, well, most of those types of achievements where it was locked into a difficulty have
Right,
gone
you
away.
can't do it on like easy or.
Yeah. Those have mostly gone away, which
Well, they
is
don't want
good.
to kind of
They don't want to
make
ostracize
their
people.
Yeah.
worst players feel bad for
Yeah.
not being able to play it on the harder difficulty.
Another cool feature was auto assist, which I did use for a good portion of the game. My first video, the prologue, I did not. So you'll notice I'm significantly better in the next videos. Yeah, that's not me. So auto assist, essentially, it does combos for you, and it makes the game so much better, in my opinion. Because
Does it carry over to the harder difficulties too?
yes, it's just
It's
setting
a
you can turn on and off.
Mechanic.
It can be annoying at times. It'll switch sometimes. Like
It'll do
for
a combo you
Dante,
weren't
for
thinking.
example, like I said, you can switch weapons. It will switch his weapons for you to do a follow-up attack. And when you don't want to switch weapons, that can be real irritating.
Yeah.
Been there. So that's another cool mechanic that comes with the game. They actually recommend you turn it on. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Surprised they didn't just turn it on to begin with. Default.
No, I turned it off. It does default.
Oh, it
on,
does
but
default
I
it?
said,
You-
I'm going to try and be good without this. It's a mistake.
Turned it back on.
He did the prologue.
Yeah, they
That
turned
is
it back
all he
on.
got through.
It wasn't bad. I did the first mission too. I got an S rank on that one, but
So for me, the prologue was as impactful as Final Fantasy 15's prologue was to me. And so I think those are my two favorite in video game history. That's how
Prologues?
good it is. Yeah.
it's a very good game. I mean,
Because
it's
when you posted that and I watched it, my jaw dropped. I was like, holy shit. This game is upper tier.
Imagine watching me with auto assist on. Then you'll really be blown away. But the main villain, who we all know who that is, right?
Yeah.
Urizen. He's done really well. there's some twists and stuff there that if you're me, you saw coming. But they followed up the story really well from
Humble.
2 and 4.
Real humble.
Humble
this guy.
brag.
I've never met anybody more humble in my life.
It's hard to do. It's hard to find someone as humble. Maybe Jake.
Sure. Hey, so
Word number 10.
there was a.
Okay, that's enough.
If I remember, DMC2, there was a character that you could play in DMC2. She was like,
Is it Lady or Trish?
I
I think it is Trish.
actually
Yeah.
want to say it was Lady.
It might have been Lady. Trish might have been 3.
I don't know, but she looked. I don't have a phone on me.
They
so
are
I can't
both
tell
also
you.
in this game. You do not get to play them, however. I would like to play Trish.
She was like, I think Tonfas or something like that. It's been a long time
Was
since I
she
played
a
DMC3.
demon?
She was created, I'm pretty sure.
From hell? In hell?
I don't know. It's been a long time since I played
Yeah.
DMC2.
Nah, hell no. Probably
It's been a
Trish.
long time for me too.
Yeah, it's been at least, I want to say at least 10 years.
Over a decade.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
God, you old people.
Yeah.
Hold on, we
You'll
got
be
this.
there.
Brett's looking it up right now. DMC2 female protagonist.
You played as her?
Yeah, I think you can actually switch between the
You
two.
never see Kyrie in the entire game. One thing that bugged me.
I don't think your name was Lady either.
Arius?
Is he?
Oh, that's a dude.
Hold on.
Lucia?
Yes, that
Yeah,
sounds
that's
super
it.
familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Yep, that's it.
Lucia. She's not in this game. No one has no idea who that is.
Because like I guess the timeline follows because DMC2 was supposed to be at the end of the world type of thing. So DMC4 comes afterwards. Not DMC4, DMC5. DMC4, then
Yes.
DMC5.
Correct.
Yeah.
So
DMC5 picks up like a couple years after 4.
Hmm.
Because Nero has the Yamato in his arm at this point, which, spoilers if you haven't beat DMC4 yet, that's like 6 years old, but whatever.
Well, yeah, that's not really a spoiler.
But he does get Yamato at the end of 4 and absorb it into his arm.
And then it gets ripped off.
That's a spoiler.
And everyone saw
It's
that.
DMC5.
Spoiler.
That game's old.
Is this
said- you
game?
said
It's
DMC5.
7 days
Oh,
old.
DMC5.
are you all right?
Dumb.
Never mind.
So
It's 7 days old.
some of the weapons obviously are
Weapons
coming-
are super distinct. Like they're all very different. Combos are different. They feel different. They all feel very good.
They all have very distinct, like, they look, their appearance, there's not just a reskin here. That's a completely different weapon.
Yeah, that's
every
really
one
good.
of them. And just a good game. Play it.
There's a
Buy
lot
it and
that
play
he
it.
wants to say.
Definitely buy it and play it.
Definitely
we will
buy
do
the
a
deluxe
spoiler
version.
cast for this game so that we can really go into it. But that will not be this episode. What was that you were going to say?
I said definitely buy the deluxe version. It is $10 more expensive, but the stuff it gives you is definitely worth it. As well as the 100,000 orb bonus it gives you. And if you did the demo, you also get a 30,000 orb bonus. So
Also, look forward to our spoiler-free review coming up tomorrow, because this Saturday, this is for any of the free listeners, this is posting on Friday, and tomorrow on Saturday, it will be on our YouTube channel, which is what I was trying to say earlier, not page, like an idiot. Unfortunately, that is all the time we have this week. I want to thank you all for listening, and thank you all for being on the panel. I'm going to stop talking now. We'll see you next week.
It's for the best.
see y'all next
See
time.
ya.
See ya.
Bye.